I go school. I eat food. I sleep. Do those sentences sound familiar, Ryan? Short, choppy, a little robotic?
Hailey, honestly, that was me for almost a year. I spoke exactly like that. Perfectly correct words, but completely disconnected. Like a machine reading a list.
That robotic feeling stops so many learners from sounding natural. But today, we build the bridge between those sentences.
Welcome to Everyday English. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Hailey. We're so happy you're here with us today.
If this podcast helps you, please like this episode and subscribe to Everyday English. It really helps us reach more learners just like you.
Okay, Ryan. Connecting sentences. Small words, huge difference. Let's make your English flow like real conversation.
I've been excited for this one, Hailey. Let's go.
Now, I know exactly what some of you are thinking. Connecting sentences sounds like advanced grammar. More rules, more stress.
Hailey, I thought exactly that too. I imagined big grammar books, complicated charts, things only fluent speakers could master.
And that fear is so understandable, Ryan. But here's the truth. This isn't advanced grammar at all. It's just a few small, friendly words.
Let me slow down here for a second and say something honest. If your English feels short and choppy right now, that's not broken English. That's just early English, and it grows from here.
Today, no grammar charts, no memorizing lists, just feeling, just real conversation, just us talking.
Mistakes mean you're trying. Trying means you're already moving forward. Let's start with something funny, Hailey.
I love starting with something funny, Ryan. Let's go. Close your eyes, Ryan. Picture this. You're telling a friend about your morning. You say, I was tired. I went to work. Notice how that sounds.
A little sad, actually, Hailey. Like two separate facts, sitting side by side with no feeling between them.
Exactly. Now, watch what happens when we add one tiny word. I was tired, but I went to work. Suddenly, we feel the effort, the struggle, the choice you made.
Wow, that's such a small change with such a big emotional shift.
Think of but like a small bridge connecting two riverbanks. One side is one idea, the other side is a different, often opposite idea, and but carries you safely across.
Oh, I love that, Hailey. A bridge between two riverbanks. That's going to stay with me.
And here's something beautiful. Real life is full of but. Dreams, but fear. Plans, but problems. Hope, but doubt. This word carries real human emotion.
I wanted to speak, but I was afraid. That sentence feels so real, so human, compared to just two flat facts.
Exactly, Ryan. Now, let's meet its cheerful cousin, and. This one's even simpler. I woke up and I felt happy. I went outside and I saw the sun. Simple, but it still creates a flow, a rhythm, instead of stopping and starting every few words. And here's a fun warning, listeners. Don't connect everything with and forever. I woke up and I ate and I worked and I slept and I was tired. that sentence needs oxygen.
It really does, Hailey. Some variety keeps English feeling comfortable, not like one long, breathless sentence. Even if you're not sure yet, just try. That's all we ever ask listeners. Write in the comments right now. One sentence using but, connecting something you wanted with something that stopped you. We genuinely read every single one. But and are your first two bridges, Ryan. Simple, powerful, everywhere in daily English. But there's a whole world of connectors still waiting. And one more small...
New picture, Ryan. Imagine you're explaining to a friend why you stayed home last night instead of going out.
Okay, I'm listening carefully, Hailey.
You say, I stayed home. I was tired. Two flat facts again. Now connect them. I stayed home because I was tired. Suddenly, we understand the reason, the emotion behind your choice.
So because is like a window, letting people see the reason hiding behind your sentence.
I love that image, Ryan. A window into your reasons. And here's something powerful. When you add because, your English gets personality. You're not just stating facts, you're explaining yourself.
And when you explain yourself, people feel closer to you. That's real connection, not just grammar.
Exactly. I am learning English because I want a better future. Feel that? Suddenly there's motivation, purpose, a whole story behind 5 simple words. Listeners, try this. Think about why you're learning English right now. Say it out loud, starting with, I am learning English because... Beautiful. Now let's meet another useful connector. So, this one shows result, what happened because of something else. Give me an example, Hailey. I was very hungry. I made food. Now connect. I was very hungry, so I made food. Simple, clear, and completely natural. So while because looks backward at the reason, so looks forward at the result. Exactly, Ryan. They're like two sides of the same coin. One explains why, the other explains what happened next door. I woke up late, so I missed the bus. That feels like a tiny life story, not just two random facts. Beautifully said. Notice, listeners, we're not using big grammar words here. No rules, no formulas, just meaning connected naturally. Write in the comments one sentence using so, describing something that happened because of another action. We would love to read yours. Because and so are your reason and result bridges, Ryan. Now let's talk about something even more powerful, connecting sentences about time. And here's one more everyday pattern before we move forward, Hailey. Because also works beautifully with feelings, not just facts. I feel proud because I tried, even when it was hard. Yes, that's such an important use, Ryan. Because doesn't only explain actions. Okay, Ryan, imagine this. I arrived home. I felt relaxed. Two separate moments. Now let's connect them with time. When I arrived home, I felt relaxed.
Oh, that shows the exact moment, doesn't it? Not just two facts, but one flowing memory.
Exactly, Ryan. When acts like a small clock, marking the exact instant one thing led into the next feeling.
A small clock. I love that, Hailey.
And here's where emotion and time meet beautifully. When the teacher asked me, I wanted to answer, but I was nervous. Notice how much life exists in that one sentence?
Wanting and fearing, all in one breath. That feels so real, Hailey. Exactly. English without connectors feels flat. English with connectors feels alive, like a real human telling a real story. Hailey, I have to be honest. When I was learning, I stopped translating every single sentence from my own language word by word. That's when connecting really started to click for me. And that's such an important shift, Ryan. You started thinking in meaning, not in individual words. That's exactly the goal here. Listener, can we talk to you directly for a moment? If your sentences still feel short and separate right now, that's not a failure. It simply means your bridges are still being built. Let's add one more connector. Then, showing what happens right after something else. I woke up late because my alarm didn't ring. So I rushed to work, but I was still late. Wow, Hailey, that's an entire tiny story. Reason, result, and unexpected twist, all connected smoothly. That's the magic, Ryan. Simple words, strong connection, real storytelling. Say it with us right now, listeners. Build your own tiny story using because, so, and but together. And here's something interesting about pauses, too, Hailey. Natural speech isn't rushed. Even native speakers pause between connected ideas. Exactly. A pause gives your brain time, and it gives the listener time, too. I like English because it opens my world. That pause adds feeling, not weakness. So connecting sentences isn't just about words. It's about rhythm, breathing, timing, and emotion, all working together.
Okay, Ryan, error lab time. And honestly, I have made every single one of these mistakes myself.
Same here, Hailey. Let's fix them together with zero embarrassment.
Mistake number 1, overusing and endlessly. I woke up and I ate and I worked and I slept and I was tired. Ryan, what feels off there?
It just keeps going without a breath, Hailey. The correct approach is to break it into natural pieces. I woke up, ate, and worked. Then I was tired and slept. Much easier to follow.
The rule, variety matters. Mix but, so, because, when, and then, instead of relying only on and.
Mistake number 2. Wrong. I stayed home because I was tired. Treated as two completely separate thoughts with a heavy pause. Hailey?
The connection feels broken there, Ryan, because should flow smoothly into the reason without a dramatic stop. The correct natural flow is simply I stayed home because I was tired, said as one connected thought.
The rule? Connectors join ideas smoothly, not as two separate announcements.
Mistake number 3. Wrong. Using so and because in the same sentence for the same idea. Like, because I was tired, so I stayed home. Ryan?
Double marking there, Hailey. We only need one connector to show the relationship. The correct sentence is either because I was tired, I stayed home, or I was tired, so I stayed home.
The rule? Choose one connector per relationship, not both together.
And mistake number 4, avoiding connectors completely out of fear, speaking only in short, disconnected sentences forever, even after learning these words.
Exactly, Ryan. The goal isn't perfect grammar, it's simply trying one small bridge at a time, even if it feels wobbly at first.
4 mistakes, all fixed, all clear. And listeners, every English learner sounds choppy at the beginning. Even we did. One bonus mistake, Ryan, because it's so common. Wrong. Placing when at the very end awkwardly. Like, I felt relaxed when I arrived home when. A little repetitive there, Hailey. We only need when once, usually at the start or naturally in the middle. The correct sentence is simply When I arrived home, I felt relaxed. Or I felt relaxed when I arrived home. 5 mistakes now, listeners. All fixed, all clear, all completely human. Mistakes mean you're trying.
Okay, listeners, game time. And Ryan, remember, this is not a test.
This is a celebration of everything you just learned, Hailey. Let's go.
Situation 1. You like coffee, but you don't like tea. Which is correct? Option A, I like coffee. I don't like tea. Option B, I like coffee, but I don't like tea.
Pause us. Say it out loud. Ready? The answer is B. I like coffee, but I don't like tea. One smooth, connected, natural sentence.
Situation 2. You were hungry, and that's why you made food. Option A, I was very hungry, so I made food. Option B, I was very hungry. I made food.
The answer is A. I was very hungry, so I made food. So connects the reason to the result beautifully.
Situation 3. You arrived home, and right then you felt relaxed. Option A, I arrived home. I felt relaxed. Option B, when I arrived home, I felt relaxed.
The answer is B. When I arrived home, I felt relaxed. When marks that exact connected moment in time.
One more, listeners. Situation 4. You woke up late, and because of that, you missed the bus. Option A, I woke up late. I missed the bus. Option B, I woke up late, so I missed the bus. Pause and say it, listeners. The answer is B. I woke up late, so I missed the bus. A tiny life story connected smoothly with one small word at a time. Listeners, write in the comments, how many did you get right? 1, 2, 3, or all 4? We genuinely want to know. And here's your personal challenge. Write one connected sentence using because or so, describing something real from your day today. Drop it below. One final time. But builds contrast. Because explains reason. So shows result. When marks the moment. Small words, big work. Communication is more important than perfection. Always. 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 Look at what you just did today, Ryan. Connecting sentences. Something that felt intimidating at first, and you just built bridge after bridge.